Hello and welcome back to Project Budget Build C10. Now, since last time, obviously, got the doors up, all that taken care of. It's iced and snowed and all that since then. Kind of a muddy mess right now. So, for you shade trees, know what we're doing. Don't really have concrete pavement to work on it. Under trees, all that good stuff out in the elements. Do the best we can. Told you I was going to dye the door panels because they just didn't look right. They were faded no matter how hard I tried to clean them. Didn't work. I only had so much vinyl dye and I'm sticking true to my budget build here. I used all the vinyl dye but I only bought one can, which was my bad, but keeping it a budget. So the trim and the door panel, since I only had so much of the vinyl dye, which is more of a flat, after the first coat dried, I went ahead and put the gloss black on it. That may be a mistake, but I'll live with it. Because it ain't going to be perfect. They kind of blend into the door a bit too much, but, you know, whatever. But what I'm going to do, get started on the inside, take the seat belts out, get ready to install the carpet, the seats, and then start fixing up the dash and making it look better too. I am going to go ahead and dye these, or attempt to dye them. Well, you know, just make them black, because I should have took the ones out of the Suburban, but I think I got enough parts out of a hearse. I should have done this sooner, but you know I didn't. So, need to get this carpet out of here, kind of let it sit in the sun and warm up. Make it a little bit easier to put in. Of course, they're always a little bit longer, so they'll have to be cut anyway. But nice new carpet. It's gonna look good in there. Now it is looking a whole lot better in here already with the nice carpet. Just kind of got to work the carpet around a little bit and get it exactly. It seems like it's actually, usually I have good luck with these carpets, but this one's acting like it's a little bit short on the sides. Pony this way, but it's a little short that way. But I'll make do. Well, seats in. It's not too bad. The hearse that this came out of had like 40 or 50,000 miles on it, so it didn't have much. It's pretty rotted though. Probably a little haunted. This carpet, on the other hand, well, they just didn't cut it long enough both way. This way. Plenty that way. Not enough that way. Usually when I get this carpet, it's better than that. Maybe I actually got a different brand last time, I think, actually, come to think of it. But, yeah, it's already in. So, it don't look bad. Now, this is the next thing to tackle. Well, I can put the bezel in it and get the rest of the interior put back together. Yep. There we are. Okay, now it's time for the dash. What I'm going to do here, something I did on my daily driver, install, well, I'm going to say a couple extra because they already had their oil, aftermarket oil gauge here, and my line fell already. Great, love it. But I'm going to put it where it is in my daily driver because I like the location of it, to be honest, because it's just kind of a good eye shot, so you can just look over and glance real quick. Now my daily driver has a temperature gauge and a vacuum gauge here, but because they installed aftermarket oil pressure gauge, well, I'm going to go with it. And I'm going to run a temperature gauge as well because it looks like the temperature gauge doesn't work. So while I'm already here, I'm going to put it right where it is on the daily. Which some people like, some people don't. It's all a matter of opinion. You know what opinions are. Oh, I'm just going to... Yeah, I know, especially since this is a really nice dash bezel and not really messed up or modified or cracked in any way, but you know, I won't cut it up to install a stereo. If I was to keep this truck, I would go ahead and cut it up for a stereo. I don't really need a fancy stereo, you know, just basic stereo, but I'll let the next owner decide. These are removable after all, anyway. This will wire it up here. I say wire it up, I mean, just gonna put it in real quick. Go. Oh, I don't want to get the new carpet dirty. I'm trying not to crawl all the way up in here. I'll do the same thing for this hole right here and have a couple gauges here. And I'll go ahead and get some nice new screws and put this little piece on, and the interior is almost done. Well, it's looking a lot better. Gotta pull seat belts up, carpet in there. It looks 110% better. Oh, I think there's only been live bodies on this seat, I think. That's all in there now. That looks a lot better. The dash pad. And, of course, the dash bezel makes it look a lot better. Of course, you can see the gauges there now, so you can see oil pressure and temperature a lot easier, especially when you're driving, because they had the oil down there, which is, don't want to look down, but what I noticed, that gauge does work. I don't know if that one works, but considering where it's at and the oil pressure, I don't think either one of those work. I think that actually works, surprisingly. But, like I said, I'm not going to cut this. I need to clean it a little bit still. I'm not going to cut that because that has never been tampered with. I'm going to leave it alone for now. This, the parts are still there. You can put the vent back in it if someone wants. I prefer this. So, there it is. Interior is almost wrapped up. A few small things. I do got to do door locks and ignition switch. But I'm waiting on those. When I take the door pan off, I'll grease the windows like I usually do. They actually roll down very nicely. So it doesn't really need it, but while I'm in there, I'm going to do it. Now, being that this is interior out of the hearse, I hope it doesn't come back to haunt me. But, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, thanks for watching.